Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks all for coming. Oh, there you are. Good. I can see you now. So, Admiral, can you? I don't want you to forget that there's a maritime border with Canada as well, especially in my district, and want to emphasize that. And Coast Guard's never forgotten that. I've hopefully helped you not forget that as well. Recent challenges we're facing there have to do more with Canadian efforts to move oil by pipeline to an expanded pipeline in Vancouver, and then it would be put on ships and come down through Harrow Strait and out the Straits of Juan de Fuca, all on the Canadian side. But if something were to occur that resulted in a spill, obviously the spill would not be limited to the Canadian side. So I want to know, I'd like to know how aware you particularly are to this challenge we're facing and what Coast Guard's doing about that.
Thank you, Congressman. And we have regular engagements. We've been having these now for probably close to 2 decades now with Canada Coast Guard, with Transport Canada, with the RCMP. But to the specific concern that you raise, and especially if it involves tar sands and the like, and when that enters a maritime environment, as you well know, it sinks. And the oil spill technology is nascent at best in terms of an ability to remove a product that is heavier than water, and now it is spreading throughout the environment. So it's a technical challenge for us. It's a technical challenge for Canada as well. And an oil spill does not respect any borders, and for the very reason that you mentioned. So it is a concern for me because of the technology that is lacking. We are putting a lot of effort into this oil spill technology, working with oil spill response organizations, whether it's Canada, U.S. It's a concern, though, in your region.
Are you doing this particularly to the proposed project in Vancouver, in British Columbia?
We need to understand, yeah, there needs to be an oil spill response plan. There needs to be a contingency plan that goes with that. There needs to be a responsible party. Some of these governance structures, we have the Clean Water Act, Canada does not. Who's going to pay for that removal? So these are a whole list of concerns, and then finally the ability to remove it, because that is really the biggest challenge that we face right now with these products.
Okay,
we're not there yet.
Okay, I'd like to do some follow-up with you and your team on that if I could. Just note, it is April, boating season is starting, so your folks will be even busier in the Pacific Northwest, and we always appreciate the great work that they do, both with education of the boating community, the kayaking community as well. But it is coming up, and we look forward to the Coast Guard working with the community up there to maintain the safety of folks out in the water.
Thank you, Congressman. Look forward to working with you as well.
Great, thanks. Is it, sorry, Zabat? Great, thanks. So can you give an update on how many outstanding either letters of commitment or loans the Title 11 program has right now?
When you say commitments for Title 11, we have at the moment, there are, we have one loan that's in the approval. It's been approved and is in the process of a letter of commitment for us to actually put the money out. And then we have 3 other interested parties that are applying for Title 11 loans.
Okay, and how about on the outstanding side?
I mean, that's that universe of 4 is our universe right now.
That is you. Okay, great, thanks. And then with regard to small shipyards, it's been $177 million over the last 8 years, 6, 7 years, allocated for small shipyard grants, including some in my district, including some around the country. None of the shipyards in my area were able to get meet the standard in the last go round, but I think there was $9 million total, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
That is correct, sir.
Allocated. And then the proposed budget proposes zero this particular program out. Is that correct? Do I understand that?
The administration has not submitted a full FY18 budget proposal yet, sir.
All right. Well, if it's anything like the Obama administration, it will be zeroed out, and then we'll have to put money back into it. I think that got my numbers right as well on small shipyards. Again, 4.9 million in 2016, funding 9 projects. But I understand, was there nearly $100 million or so in requests
Yeah,
in 16?
Congressman, in your typical year, we're going to get somewhere between 10 and 15 times the request, oversubscription.
In a dollar amount?
Yeah, so in a dollar amount from, 9 million, if it's a $10 million program, we'll get $100 million or more in requests.
Yeah.
And part of that is limited by the fact that the recipients know the program, know that our awards are generally in the $1 million range. And so that's what they're asking for. If we had an unlimited amount, obviously they'd be asking for more money.
Sure, and I'm not going to assume all those requests are perfect or the best requests, but certainly some of them, it's certainly more than what's usually allocated. I guess the point I want to make is that this is the program where there is not just a demand. Demand is infinite, as I say. There is a need, and it does exist, and it continues to exist for smaller shipyards around the country, and not just where I'm from. So as we move forward through the budget cycle, and I certainly will be watching this particular program very closely.
Congressman, thank you for drawing attention to the program. Your interest is noted, and of course, I'll be carrying that back to the Department of Transportation.
I'm sure they're waiting with bated breath to hear. Thank you very much.